Namaste, my dear Tekonka family. Hope you are doing well. So today we are going to discuss about the few fundamental topics about the AI for security professionals. So if you are a AI security aspirant, before that you must know few terminologies about the AI. So let's start with the what is machine learning. I haven't included what is AI, what is security and all, so, assuming that you may already aware of it. So, what is machine learning? Machine learning is a subset of AI where a systems learn from the data without explicit programming. How humans learn? We learn from our past experience, past and present experience. But the AI or a model will learn from the data without explicit programming. What do you mean by explicit programming? A developer won't be sitting and guiding the model like if this case you have to perform this action, if it was another case you have to perform this action. No, there won't be a explicit programming. Next is the key idea behind the machine learning is finding the patterns and making the correct predictions and decisions. So there are three types of machine learning. One is supervised machine learning, where we will be training our model through the labeled data. For example, if it is a spam detection, we will be training that if it is a spam, these are the features. If it is not a spam, these are the features, right? Next, in a unsupervised learning, we won't be giving the labeled data. It would be unorganized and unlabeled thing. Then how can we classify it? We can classify through the similarities, right? Next is reinforcement learning. It is also known as reward based learning. For example, I will give you a small example. If it is a robot, okay, I am giving a task to reach the destination, which is a door. Okay. For every step towards the destination, it will receive one positive reward. For example, 1 point. If it goes left or right, it will get a penalty of -1. So, my robot will automatically assume that if I am getting a +1, then I am going in the right way or right path. So that is known as reinforcement learning. Next is what is deep learning? Deep learning is one of the specialized subset of the machine learning using multiple layers of the processing. So, what do you mean? What is the difference between machine learning and deep learning? Is in the machine learning, the human will manually extract the features and write some rules. But in deep learning, it will automatically extract the features. What do you mean by features? Is this data in the input is have importance for the output or not? Does it support me for decision making or not? This decision is automatically discovered by the deep learning. So, as it automatically discovers hierarchical features from the raw data. Next is this deep learning provides higher accuracy than the machine learning. Next is security relevance. We use deep learning in the advanced malware detection, deep fake detections, phishing URL identification, and lot more. Next is neural networks. So this is the architecture of the neural network where it has a input layer where the user gives the input or a raw data, and the hidden layer, it may have a multiple number of hidden layers. This is the decision making layer, right? It is a computational and decision making layer. which passes the output to the output layer. That's it. Next is basic structure, like we have already discussed about this. Next is key components of the neural network. One is neuron. Neuron, it is a mathematical function, or else you, in a layman perspective, you can assume the neurons or the tiny decision making units. Where was it? The neurons. This is the neurons. Okay. Neurons or the tiny decision making units that processes the information. Next is weights. We have already discussed about weights and gradients in our previous sessions, but weights are the important scores that AI assigns to the information. For example, if you give any input, means the weights can be, oh, I can give a n number of input, right? But weights can be, oh, okay, number one input has a 80% weightage. If it is a 80% weightage, means I have to give more importance for it. Second two can be a 20%. This is for the just for decision making. Next is activation functions. Right. Activation functions, which decides whether a neuron should fire and pass the information or not. So what it is? For example, neuron, I said these are the decision making units. For example, if the neuron has took the decision, yes, it is a spam. This mail is a spam mail. One neuron will tell yes, another neuron may tell no. So, which neuron's decision has to be considered is the main operation of the activation functions. Hope you understood. Next, in the simple terms, these three key components are nothing but these are the super team of filters refining the information step by step, layer by layer. Next is LLMs, which we are mostly dependent, right? Large language models. So what is this large language models? Large language models or LLMs or the neural networks trained on the massive text or a data to understand and generate the human language. So why only human language? Because only humans are interacting with the AI, right? So that's why these LLMs are trained to understand and generate output in the human language. For example, GPT-4, Claude, Gemini, etc. Next is transformers. Transformers are the main engine behind the modern LLMs. So this transformer topic has been first introduced in the from the 8 engineers who were working at the Google. They have mentioned this transformer in their research paper called Attention is All You Needed in the 2017. So the key innovation was in this research paper was self attention. What is this self attention? Self attention feature allows the model to weigh importance of different words in a sequence. For example, the user has given this line, the bank of the river. What do you mean by self attention in this? If I give attention for the bank and ignore this river, means it may be a money bank. But if I give importance to the river, means the model knows the bank is related to the river, but not the money. Hope you got it. Next is token sign context window. Tokens. Tokens are the smallest unit of a text, and it is the smallest unit of a text to process the LLM. For example, if I give the LLM or ChatGPT that it's unbelievable. So the LLM or a model can't process all this whole word at a time. So it will divide this into three tokens. Unbelievable. Okay. Unbelievable. So these are known as tokens. Next is context window. It is the maximum number of tokens that the model can remember at once. Examples GPT 3.5 can remember around 4K to 16K tokens at once. GPT-4, which is a upgraded version, of course, it will support 128K tokens. Next, Claude 3, it supports 200K tokens at a time. Okay, embeddings are the most crucial thing in the AI as well as the machine learning. Let's see what is this embeddings. It is a numerical vector representations of a text, images or a code. What do you mean by vector, numerical vector, and why it is needed? You can say. So if you have a similar vectors means it have a similar meaning. For example, malware. This is the numerical vector of the malware, which is 0.9, 0.1, 0.8. Next word, I will take it as virus. It is 0.85, 0.12, 0.79. So, if I compare these two vectors, can I declare these two words or somewhat similar? Right? Okay, I will take another word known as banana. So it has minus 0.7, 0.5 minus 0.6. If I compare this, I will declare it is not similar. Simple, right? Next is RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. So what is this RAG all about? First, let us discuss the problem. If we are only dependent on the LLM, what may be the problem we may face? LLMs have a stale knowledge training cutoff. For example, um, before introducing the model to the production, I may train my model, right? And but the if the model is isolated, it may have outdated training data, outdated existing information, and most hallucinated. It may predict more true negative as well as false positive information. That's where the RAGs takes into place. The RAGs retrieves fresh relevant data at the query time, then generates the answer. The RAG workflow is first the user asks a question. The system retrieves the relevant chunks from the knowledge base. Knowledge base, this is from the outside of the LLM, which we will be discussing when we are in the next slide. So it will retrieve some chunks from the knowledge base, and it uses its own knowledge. It combines both the knowledge based answer and its own knowledge, pre existing knowledge, and provides the answer to the user. Here is the RAG architecture diagram. First step is the data source. This happens before the users ask the questions. Okay, first is the data source. This or the knowledge source you want the AI to use it. Right? It can be a PDF, web, database, documentation, etc. Next is document loading. The system reads and extracts the text from these sources. Okay. Next is text splitting. It divides the large documents into smaller chunks so the LLM can understand or and process it fastly. Next is embedding models. Each chunk is converted into the numerical vector, which we had discussed already in the previous slide. Right. Next is vector store. All the embeddings, right? We had assigned few numerical vectors to the chunks. Those embeddings will be stored in the vector store. Right. Next, now the users ask the question or a query. It will go to the retriever. So what is this retriever? For example, the user may ask, what do you mean by SQLI? Right. The question is converted into embeddings and the retrieval will search from the vector store and it will get few chunks. What do you mean by chunks? For example, SQL first chunk may be it is a vulnerability, right? Next can be a database. The attacker will have direct access to the database. Okay, something like that. Next, it will go to the LLM and direct query will also be sent to the LLM. Why? Because as I said that first the this LLM will combine its knowledge, its own knowledge plus the external knowledge base and it will provide the response to the user. Okay, got it? Okay guys, that's it for this video. See you soon. Thank you.